everybody, it's Mary. Welcome back to another reading about, yes, you guessed it, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. But today I thought we would do something, do a little more deeper, go in a little deeper, and read about more of the people in her life. With that said, before I say anything else, I'd like to state that everything I say in this video is alleged. That has to do with Gypsy Rose Blanchard and anybody living or dead that is around her. And that this video is for entertainment and speculation purposes only. So, okay, let's get on with this reading. So I thought we would continue here with, I'm interested to know what the dynamic is between Bri, Ken, possibly Baby Aurora if we have time. Of course, Baby Aurora is the most important person in this equation. We have some energy and spirit cards, which we can read for both Bri and Ken. Possibly if we can get to Baby Aurora. We've got some Gypsy cards, Oracle cards, and possibly I may pull out the pendulum. My guardian angels speak to me through the pendulum, and we can find out more specific questions about Baby Aurora. And if not today, it's coming soon, so stay tuned. So let's hit it. Okay, so I already started to do the Moon Oracle cards, and I'm thinking specifically about Bri. Who is this woman or transgender person? Honestly, I don't know a lot about Bri. This is Bri's card, and I don't want to look her up on social media because then I'll have a preconceived notion of her. So it's better for me to just channel. I'm very interested in the dynamic between Bri and Ken and how this affects Baby Aurora and possibly Gypsy. You know, it just seems odd that they would let this person, speak for Gypsy, defend Gypsy. I mean, is Ken part of this? I don't know. You know, is he on board with this, or is Gypsy pulling all the moves again? I don't know. I mean, she did allegedly murder her mother. If I was Ken, I would be pretty scared of Gypsy, you know, honestly. Ryan's a brave man, you know, like, really. So, let's see. We have, did I say that was Ken's moon card before? Okay, that's Bri's. I already pulled it, and then I restarted the video. Once I get going, I can't stop. Because then the flow will get interrupted. So, okay, so we'll pull that one for Bri, and we'll pull this one for Ken. Let's see. What is... Whoa, there we go. Thank you, spirits. Okay. The energy around Bri and Ken. I wonder. Possibly Baby Aurora. Let's see what comes through. Let's see. Should we do this in advance or as we go along? Let's do it as we go along. Okay. Alright, so first out of the box is... Okay, so this was... Oops, sorry. I still have a small table. What y'all think? I'm thinking about changing the title to Small Table Tarot until I get a bigger table. But let's see. Okay, so we have the energy is gaining momentum. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. And the moon is about to go into a crescent phase next week. In, I believe it is Aquarius during like Thanksgiving. And you know, Gypsy's she's already ready for Christmas. So let's see, let's just take a real quick look at my moon calendar here. As of today, the moon is in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. So this is interesting. Okay, let's see. So with Bri, the energy is gaining momentum, and then Ken, possibly confidence is the key to his success. New moon in Leo. Good. Excellent. He's getting out of there. Confidence is the key to his success, right? Yeah, because Bri is gaining more power, for sure. She's getting more power. And I feel this is Bri too. Her hair is this color. You know, yeah, this is about Bri. And the moon, she's actually the opposite. The moon is going to be this waxing crescent phase over here next week. So, and this card is, the moon is over here. So, in the opposite position. So, Bri's energy is gaining momentum, but it's like not in the right direction. Negative. Definitely, that's a negative. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. And I was thinking of Ken when I pulled this card, but 2 fell out. So we're going to keep this for Ken. Yeah, step out of your comfort zone. Of course it's comfortable for Ken to live with Gypsy. And, you know, that's what I really feel that holds him back the most, is this, you know, fame stuff that's going on. You know, this life after lockup. You know, when did he come back to Gypsy? When she had a contract with Lifetime. You know, I'm not trash talking Ken. You know, you can see my other videos. You know how I feel about him. I think he's going to turn out to be something pretty special. You know, I mean, look at him. He's got the new moon in Leo. This is an excellent omen, an excellent sign for him. New moon is beautiful, new, fresh start. You know, he is confident in a lot of other ways. He walked away from Gypsy in jail when they were supposed to get married. You know, and he did. He stepped out of perhaps his comfort zone, but he stepped out. That is for sure. And I see that coming again. So let's find out some more about this. This is Bri's deck right here. Let's know some more about Bri. So Bri's, yeah, she's happy to keep this, like, I'm seeing, like, I don't know, like a party of, like, witches. Like, not that I have nothing against witches, you know, Wiccans and stuff, but, like, I just see Bri, like, stirring a cauldron, and they're in the woods, and the moon is out, and they're all wearing, like, I don't know, a typical witch pointed hat and cloaks and stuff, and they're all just giggling and laughing and having a brilliant time, and, like, you know, casting spells and stuff. So I guess she's absolutely on board with Gypsy, but who knows? Let's see what the tarot has to say. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say. And Bri. What can you tell us about Bri? More. This is Bri's card. This is also Bri's card. This is also Bri's card. Let's see. Should we take any more? We could start with Bri and go for some more significators. I don't know. Yeah, let's just start with Bri. And we can always go for more. And yes, we'll put her right next to Ken, because that is what I'm most interested in. I want to know what's going on, like what Ken really thinks about Bri, and why Bri is Gypsy's mouthpiece, and why Ken is allowing this, you know, when it's so clear that Ken is probably going to walk away from Gypsy, and it's the best thing he could ever do for himself. And if Baby Aurora is real, which I do think she is, I believe she is, but that they use a real-born doll for her at times. Yeah, here I go, seeing it again. Baby Aurora in a crib, kicking her legs in the air, wanting her diaper changed, and Bri is, excuse me, not Bri. Oh yeah, Bri. Actually, yeah, I see Bri in a mirror, and Gypsy's on the other side of this mirror, and they're like exchanging beauty topics and secrets, like how they can look better and stuff. And it's like, yeah, the baby needs to be changed. So how does Ken, what is this dynamic between Ken and Bri? I'd like to know. We'd like to know. Please, Spirit. Oh, wait. Ken. What's going on between Ken and Bri? Go another one. I mean, every card is right, but here, and I'm being called to this card. 4 for Ken. Okay, we got this going on. Let's just put this deck. Where are we gonna put this deck? I need a bigger table. We can take Gypsy's new deck. I was looking forward to maybe pulling some cards from this new deck. So if we have time, we can. So, let's see. Okay, so, okay, we have confidence is the key to success, New Moon in Leo. And that's going to be, not for at least another half a month, like getting closer to Christmas. actually. The moon should be in Leo in about 20 to, let's see, yeah, in about 20 days. Hold on one moment. So sorry. Let me check my moon calendar that I make myself. But let's see. When will the moon be in Leo again? Oh, actually, by the second week in December. So Ken is becoming more confident. And he is being urged to step out of his comfort zone. Yeah, it must be comfortable. It can't always be all Gypsy, always in his face, always, you know, living in terror. You know, that's part of the problem with Ken walking away. It's comfortable. He's gotten used to it to an extent. And yeah, waxing moon. So the moon is waning, I believe, and not waxing. So Bri is opposite of what is going on. It's the moon is waxing full, waning. Actually, no, the moon will be waning by next week on the 28th, Friday the 28th. In Pisces. Ooh, that's not too fun. That's a lot of watery, feeling-based emotions. I can see her right now. She's getting ready to like go on a rant on social media. Okay. For Ken, stable, flying to God, you know, true to himself. You know, even though it's a new moon in Leo, we've got Leo making an appearance here, and this is a very positive sign and symbol with the lion. So, okay, let's see what Bri's dynamic is going on here in the tarot. So we have, ooh, interesting, Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Yep. Yep. There's a third person in this party, in this house. I don't think, and it's not Baby Aurora. It's somebody else, like, we're building plans, making plans, building a house. Yeah, Bri's totally capitalizing off this. Absolutely. After the situation of success. Whoa. Okay. And we have I'm sorry, my camera. The Seven of Wands. Yeah, Bri's not messing around. Okay, Bri wants to succeed at what she's doing with Gypsy. She's basically kind of like almost invaded their life, but at the same, Gypsy and Ken, but at the same time, she was invited in. She was hired. Not necessarily contractually hired, but she was hired by Gypsy. Told by Gypsy, yes, come on in, you know, help me build my brand, my image, she's like in her house. It's like she moved in. It's almost like Gypsy said, yeah, come on, live with us. You don't have to do that these days. Gypsy's so proficient in social media and communicating with others in social media that Bri doesn't even have to live with her. Bri's presence is very much in the household. And this is the house that Bri is building for herself. And Ken, look, this is Ken right here. Looking just a little confused, you know? Like, it's like Gypsy's giving the orders and Bri's like, yeah, whatever. I'll act like you're the master, you know, architect here, and I'll do, yeah, sure. Let me get those instructions correctly. Yep, absolutely. And Ken's just like, what the heck? You know, this person looks very confused, right? But Bri is, yeah, she's aiming for success, and she's not backing down. She's not. She's taking a stand. Absolutely. She's going right for success. And right now, it looks like she will be. She's building that foundation. She's getting her hooks in, you know, and her energy is gaining momentum. And I made a mistake in the beginning. It's not the, no, I was right. This is waxing moon, and the moon will be waning next week. So it's like she's doing the opposite. You know, well, that's Bri. I believe she's transgender, and that's a whole different ball of wax. But okay, let's see what's going on, Ken. But yeah, there's something not right with Bri. Something of opposing natures inside her. It's really weird. I'm seeing like a butterfly transformation, which would be the transgender thing, I think. But it's like the butterfly keeps flying up against a window and like psh, hitting it like it wants to be in a certain place, like inside a house or something, a nice place or a club even. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But you see, Gypsy has invited her in, and now Bri is hell-bent on success and not backing down. Let's see what Ken thinks about this. Oh, 5 of Wands we have. This is wow. We have the Hangman. Interesting, very interesting. We have the 3 of Cups. Oh, this is making sense already. And we have the Fool. Again, a good ending for Ken. Right on the top of confidence is your key to success. Yeah, you know, I don't think he's actually going to fully move out by, in, what is it, the 2nd week in December. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to start making moves. He's already thinking about it. But again, we're getting here. So Ken doesn't like Bri being around. No, absolutely not. He's actually kind of being a little stubborn about it. He doesn't, and good for him, rightly so. He doesn't necessarily want to go with this flow, step out of his comfort zone. That's his house with Gypsy and his baby Aurora. You know, why should he have to step out of his comfort zone? Why does he have to do what Bri wants, you know, all the time, what Gypsy wants through Bri? You know, so there are conflicts, fights, competitions. They're behind the scenes, I'm seeing they're behind the scenes. Ken's not going to let anyone know. You know how I know that? Because Spirit's telling me. But also, Gypsy and Ken and Bri. Oh, I just got a message. Hold on. They're definitely using some kind of drugs. They could be drugging Ken, luring him in to use. I mean, I do see Gypsy drinking. I could see her right now. She's chug-a-lugging that glass of wine, and it's more than one a day. 1 o'clock is maybe 4 times a day. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, 4 times a day in Gypsy's house. And yeah, they're like partying, not like party, but definitely like celebrating. They're seducing him with promises of like celebration and red carpets again and everything that goes with series and fame, and you know, even if it's just social media fame and attention. That's what they're doing with him. They're trying to suppress him is getting away, starting his life again. And Ken is kind of falling for it, you know. He has a lot of love for baby Aurora, you know, and his shirt is white too, purity. But this right in the middle is Ken. Here is Bri in the shadows, you know, over here looking coy and slick and sneaky. And here's Gypsy. Look, this person is holding their cup far away from their face, far away from drinking it. And yet, you know, this one's got their cup in their face, and this one's got their cup nearby, and this cup nearby. Yeah, they're feeding him. Yeah. They're feeding him something, not necessarily alcohol, but anything could be an addiction. Sex. I absolutely Gypsy uses sex as a way to get what she wants. Could be medication. I don't know in your state, but in New York State, New York City, pot is legal. So even if CPS came and checked on them and found pot in their system, they're not guilty. There's some kind of party going on. Could be that witchy party that I saw, you know. I don't see Ken there, but they'll lure him in, you know. And yeah, he's trying to, again, so here's Bri holding her ground because she wants to be successful, and she will be for some time, you know, off of Gypsy. Bri is invading their house. But Ken is there's fighting going on already, because he will not surrender. Okay, usually those cards, you know, you want to consider another point of view, other people's points of view, let go. And yeah, he's going to do that eventually. But look, he's stuck right in the middle of fighting and, you know, whatever drug it is that they're using, because it's something. I constantly see alcohol, and then I can see Gypsy eating pills like they're candy. Like, she literally just puts them in her mouth and, like, doesn't even need water to chug them down. She'll just, like, dry swallow them or chew them. That's what I see all the time. But what's going on in the background is, again, the Fool. We get this card a lot for Ken. He's going to get a great restart. He's going to have some confidence and step out of his comfort zone. Literally step out, walk away. You know, and it's not going to happen for a while, for some time. I'm seeing the number 6, so at least 6 months. But, you know, already I would say by the second week in December, and as it gets closer to Aurora's birthday, yeah, I see him holding her and cuddling her and cradling her. He really does all the diaper changing, and he loves it. He loves taking care of her needs. It's Gypsy that doesn't want to do those things. She wants to be dancing on I don't know, live streams and stuff. And it's Ken who is protecting and providing for his daughter. Yeah. And you see these birds here? Birds represent angels. He's got a lot of angels behind him taking care of him, and he has time to, you know, see a different point of view and really, like, break free from the decadence and that witch party I saw. You know, he's getting there. He's getting there. Just in the meantime, it's like they're drugging him. I don't even see, like, with fame. It's just like, just flat out, like, I want to use you. Because that's what Bri wants. She wants success. She wants fame. Let's see the energy around Bri and Ken. So, the energy around Bri and Ken. We'll do one for Bri. What's the energy around Bri? Whoa! Okay, that's just like, these cards are a little big. So, but they're really good. So let's take the 2 that fell. Okay. Should I change it to small table tarot? I don't know. Leave it in the comments below. Alrighty, so let's see. Ooh, I saw this earlier. Angels of the 7 chakras. Yeah, power, truth, connection. And I'm just going to drop that over here on Ken's pile, because he is the one that is, check out my other videos. I've seen this. Ken is going to be like some, he is going to walk away. I'm hearing 1 year right now, like, finally, fully walk away. And that is what his future holds. He's going to become like this holistic health kind of guru. That's going to be his career. You know, he doesn't exactly have a job or a career right now. There it is, right there. Absolutely, that is Ken. I know it. I feel it. That's it. That's Ken. And this is amazing, because I just said also he's got angels all around him. Yep, he does. Yes, he does. Angels. Angels. Number 35, 8, infinity, infinite possibilities. Yeah. Ken's gonna get sick of fighting and just, like, be like, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You can keep your alcohol away from me, or whatever that drug or spell is that they're using. You can just keep that away. And no. Gonna get a great restart and go for chakra healing. And maybe he needs his chakras healed, or in alignment and flow, for him to, you know, get out of there. Sometimes awakenings, Kundalini rising happens without us even asking for it to happen. Yeah, I'm hearing he's going to get awakened. Yeah. Bri, what's going on with her? Whoa! Haha! Confusion. Many choices. Uncertainty. Yeah. And 13. Okay, that reduces to 4, but initially 13 is the death card in the tarot. And so it is a transformation, but what is she transforming into? Ball of confusion. Yeah, I'm hearing her fame, fortune, and things like that are going to be very short-lived with Gypsy. Like when Ken leaves, when he does finally walk away. When he does finally walk away. Right? When he does finally walk away. Bri will linger, perhaps. But I'm seeing right now Gypsy's having a fit of rage again. And Bri might not be able to handle it. Gypsy might just, like, you know, fire her. I don't know, get Gypsy Rose Blanchard, because that's what happens. Gypsy doesn't stick around with people. They're not serving her. She gets rid of them quickly. Sometimes permanently, allegedly. Back to Bri. Yeah, so, you know, many choices and uncertainty. Bri is thinking about all the ways, all the choices she can take to get to this success and fame and stardom and stuff through Gypsy. But what's really going on with her energy is the unknown, the known, the maybe, the past. Like, what is Bri's past? I don't even know. You know, not very well. Like I said, I don't like to look somebody up too much before I read about them, because yeah, I'm just gonna that'll get in the way of the pure message from my spirit guides and guardian angels. So yeah, but Bri is definitely trying to go on a path, and Ken's is just so right over here. It's so beautiful. Look at those colors, look at that alignment, you know. But Bri's is like, look, it's a dark gloomy wood. The lights are on, you know, so right now she's looking at these things, but not too much. You know, maybe, you know, who knows? Perhaps. Of course, if she stays with Gypsy, there's a lot of unknowns. It's just like you never know what Gypsy's going to do next. Not really. She doesn't do what she says she's going to do. So, you know, one day I just can't get the image of her out of my mind when she's dancing almost manically and like licking her thumb and touching her like almost like her upper thigh, like her butt, and showing off her body. I mean, that's just manic behavior. I'm not a psychiatrist, but that's what it looks like to me. So yeah, so this dynamic between Bri and Ken is that this is kind of like, Bri is just going to be like the final straw. He doesn't want this negativity. He wants to break away. He doesn't want to fight. He's sick of fighting. He's being guided by angels, whether he knows it or not. And he's already starting to surrender. He already is seeing from a different point of view, you know, what's really going on. And he's gathering up his courage. You know, he is. And he is making plans to step out of his home, his life with Gypsy. But see, the thing with Ken is that he doesn't want to leave his daughter with Gypsy. He doesn't want to leave and then get custody of his daughter. He wants to take Aurora with him, and that's difficult. At least he knows the truth, you know, that Gypsy should not be left alone with Aurora. And I did see in another reading that Ken is probably not going to have children with his future wife, his real wife, and that's not Gypsy. But those would be children born of Ken's body. That's not going to happen. Oh man, that's so sad. I hear right now that he's not even going to be able to trust that. He doesn't want to have more children. This is going to hurt him so badly that he can't handle it. So let's see, we are at 29 minutes. This is pretty good. Spirit is talking very loudly today. So let's see some Gypsy cards. Where's Gypsy? What's going on with Gypsy in the background? And then maybe we'll pull some cards for Gypsy and Baby Aurora. Okay, so Gypsy Oracle deck. Okay, yeah. So what can you tell us, Spirit, about the energy that Gypsy's throwing out there between Ken and Bri, which ultimately trickles down and affects Aurora? So I mean, we pretty much already have our answers, but let's do this anyway, because this is the Gypsy Oracle deck, and, you know, Gypsy. If it wasn't for Gypsy, none of this would be going on. So, okay, we have letter. I said this already. She's already writing to Ryan, and I'm hearing right now another man. Because Ryan, even if she goes to Ryan, and he will take her and Aurora back with open arms. He'd love to raise Aurora. Gypsy writes to men. She did it in jail. She got really good at it in jail. But even before that, when she was with Nicholas, I said this in a previous video, you know, she wrote to Nicholas's father. She kept calling him sir, as if he, you know, when she was doing that BDSM kind of thing with Nicholas, you know, through like video chat and stuff. And she called him sir. It's like, why not write to Nick's parents? Or bond with the mother, you know? No. So Gypsy's writing letters, and I'm hearing getting ready to sign some kind of contracts. That could be a soul contract, like with the devil. But in the meantime, I mean, Hollywood is pretty... not too of the light anyway, but things are changing, so let's all have hope, you know, more light and love and Christ consciousness is coming around, and that's great. But Hollywood is like its own little Sodom and Gomorrah, and Gypsy really wants those contracts, and so does Bri. Gypsy writing to somebody else. Yes, not Ken, excuse me, Ryan, but she's sending out letters, and she's writing to other men. Yeah, she's already looking for her next, like, long-term, I want to say victim. Again, alleged, speculation, entertainment only, what I say. We have young woman. Yeah, so this is Bri again. They're in communication, Gypsy and Bri. And we have, again, size. And here it is, right over Ken. You know, even though it's a woman, we all have male and female in us, energy, and so, yeah. And Gypsy is also a young woman right in the middle, too. Yeah, and Ken, deep down inside, he is sighing. He is longing for his true love, you know. Look at the rose here, you know, Gypsy Rose on the ground. Done, she's done. This actually is really sad. You know, he does really feel sad about the situation and wants to get out of it. And, you know, we got Gypsy here in the middle, also Bri, young woman, and Gypsy's been writing. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, she gets Bri to write. Like if Gypsy has an idea, like an assistant, you know, Bri will write it down, you know, like take a note. We've got to write to Hollywood type of thing, you know. And Ken is just trying to get it together, take care of the baby, and you know, have his chakras in alignment and peace. You know, look at all these beautiful angels as well, too, here, you know, the wings. He's going to have an awakening, you know, not just his own human mind, but he's going to be part of the movement of, you know, golden age of transformation and new earth and holistic health. I'm hearing Christ consciousness, like genuinely. It's not like some cross him and Gypsy wear. You know, obviously Gypsy has gone on Christian dating sites, found Nick, and, you know, where's Nick today? In jail. Okay, so that is what's going on between Bri and Ken and what's in the middle. Okay, I feel a lot of fast energy about this writing too, that Gypsy is like trying to cover all her bases. She wants beautiful things in her life, you know. And look, it's a man's hand receiving this letter. You know, even though it says Mademoiselle, the letter is written to a Mademoiselle, a woman, a young woman, right here next to this one. Still, he's writing back. She's in communication. Gypsy and or Bri. Bri's going to do her work for her. Absolutely. They want beautiful things. It's some kind of fake love. Or maybe she thinks it's real love. You know, only Ken seems to know the truth, and he's stuck. I know this doesn't look like stuck, but he is stuck. Okay, you know, we could check on Baby Aurora's health right now, real quick. We get 35 minutes on the camera, on the timer, and counting. Let's just check in on Baby Aurora and make sure she's okay. Although, yeah, I keep seeing her feet in the air. She gurgles, and then, you know, like a healthy baby. And then she cries, and Gypsy just lets her. And then eventually Ken will go change her or dress her, take care of her needs. So, yeah. Ooh, this card stuck to my hand. Wants to be heard. And I have this card I was going to take anyway. So, let's put this aside. I'm going to put Baby Aurora right now, but let's see. We got the LunaLapin Bunny deck. This is Aurora's deck. Yes, I have a small table. Might really be a thing soon. So, let's say move and get a bigger table, or y'all understand what I'm saying. I just like you to see the images because they're important. So, okay, look. All right. Oh, no. No. Poor Baby Aurora. Oh, no. No, like yeah, Bri and Gypsy hurt Baby Aurora. Her heart. Oh, but here, we got the Magician. Yeah, Ken is making moves. He can manifest a better life for Aurora. And the Seven of Swords, there is deception around Aurora. Get that right under size. Yeah, Ken is, this makes him very sad. And we have the Ten of Wands. I mean, Aurora's a baby, you know, but Gypsy sees her as a burden, actually, rather than a joy. That's what I'm getting. And yeah, even, look, it lands over here under the Five of Wands, you know. She's, it's Ken fighting for Aurora. So, there are burdens around Aurora. She's only a baby, and I feel that she's already weary. I just felt that. She already feels weary in her soul. But have no fear, because it landed right here on my small table, right under the angels, and her dad fighting for her, taking care of her, meeting her needs genuinely. Whether he is aware of his spiritual path or not, he has a great deal of spirituality just waiting to be unlocked. You know, it's right there. He constantly gets the Fool card, the Great Reset. The past is gone. With Gypsy, the only thing that remains is Aurora and Ken's future. His future wife and his future happiness, which includes Baby Aurora. In the meantime, poor Baby Aurora is being harmed. Maybe not physically, although I just thought again, Gypsy will even like pinch her or prod her when no one can see, and she knows how not to leave a mark. But again, she's protected. Aurora, ultimately, she is protected. She is surrounded by deception, and that is Gypsy. It's Gypsy and Bri. They know the truth. And Gypsy's her mother. And, you know, she does not... She puts on, or tries to put on the image of a good mother, but she's not. She's completely deceptive and a liar. And she's succeeding at it too. You see the flags. In fact, there's a red flag there. You know, there's something not right going on in the Urker household, the Blanchard Urker household, with Baby Aurora. But they're working on it. Aurora's angels, Ken, her spirit guides. Aurora is strong inside, and you know, she's helpless because she's a baby. So, but she has, you know, she has people around her who can, I'm sorry about the shadows, maybe that's it, in the shadows where we can't normally see. Yeah, Baby Aurora has power, which is, that's often a very common dynamic. You have power, people want to shut you off, they want to shut you down. She's an interruption in Gypsy's life and her deceptions. Gypsy lies to herself, Gypsy lies to others, and she's lying about Aurora. And this somehow burdens Aurora's soul. I don't want to leave on that note, so let's see if we can come up with something a little more positive. Here, I have something. Let's see, is it at hand? Let's see. It should be. Where is it? Where is it? Just a moment. Just occurred to me. Do this. Get this. Here we go. Okay, so we can end on a positive note, hopefully. Let's ask the Indigo angels. Since Aurora clearly has angels watching over her, not only in the male sense of her father, and let's not forget Ken has a family too. But yeah, Aurora, she is like a little angel. She's just an innocent baby. I just heard ramped up Christmas, you know. Yeah, like Gypsy's gonna put on the big show, and she'll make Aurora look like the star, but really it's Gypsy like, check me out, being a good mom. And it's like, no, the best thing you could do for this child is let it just be a child and not go crazy on Christmas. So I see this card here. Let's see what we have. Oh, okay, so look at that. For right now, Aurora does have to stay in this situation, but she's got these beautiful angels. I feel a lot of love coming from this card, a lot of protection. This is in pink, which is Archangel Chamuel, who is pure love, not like the romantic love, but pure love. Chamuel is color is pink, and we've got the letters in purple, which is like the head chakra, the third eye. So Aurora does have, you know, a connection to the angels through her own chakras, whether she knows it or not. And yeah, it's Archangel Chamuel who's watching over her, and another archangel that I don't know right now, but that looks like a male angel here, so it could be, you know, whoever her dad's angels are, Ken's angels are. Yeah, and look, they're resting on a cloud. You know, it's unfortunate that Aurora has to go through what she's going through, but really, right now, even the angels are saying, like, stay. I'm hearing this actually. Hold on. Yeah. The clock was at 43 seconds. That's the Ascended Master angel number right there. 4343. Stability, and then change, and like going out into an artistic, creative, you know, endeavor with the community. And then again, stability again. And then 3, the beginning of a holy tetralogy, creativity, stepping out into, you know, the world and your power. So that is definitely aligning with this card. For just right now, Aurora is staying. And that's what I was saying before, that Ken doesn't want to leave without Aurora. He wants to leave with her. And that's going to be a court battle probably. But, of course, we can check in again. But Baby Aurora is more like soul sad. She's not going to be hurt that much. You know, and again, she has people on her side who can manifest good things for her. It's just right now she is surrounded by deception. We really can't get to her. Aurora's soul does feel somewhat overburdened. I'm hearing she doesn't understand this. Oh, my heart just picked up like panicky, rapid heartbeat. Aurora does have anxiety about her mother, specifically her mother. Look at the face. I'm sorry, the shadows. Look at the eyes. Like looking right at Gypsy, her mom, and she looks tired and weary and slightly anxious. She is only a baby. She can't process all these feelings, you know, but she does have angels. Red flags are going off. You know, people are becoming alerted to the situation. And for right now, she's staying. And maybe that's for the best, because Ken is the one who is caring for her. And he absolutely does not want to leave without her. So for right now, they're going to stay. I don't know for how long. Even with the moon cards, the waxing moon, yeah, that's in opposition to the phase of the moon right now. It's waning. Yeah, heading towards the new moon. And that is what Bri's all about. Like a whole new life with Gypsy and success. And I'm going to invade their household. And meanwhile, Ken is just like the moon in Leo. And that's a really good, strong, stable. That's a big, resounding yes. You know, and he's being told, yes, go ahead, step out of your comfort zone. And he's working on it. He is. And ultimately will happen. And Baby Aurora, what's going on with her? Well, that's it. Stay. For now, stay. I think I said before I see 6 months. I saw the number 6. Maybe then I said maybe later a year. I'm not confused about what I say. It's just when I'm channeling, I cannot recall. As I said, it's the more my mind, my ego is out of the way and I'm just a conduit, the better the message is going to be. It's a clearer message. So if I can't remember it, it's good, because then it came straight through me from my spirit guides and from spirit and source, or the angels. So that is what's going on between Bri and, oh, I just heard a message. Bri's going to pay for this. She's going to regret helping Gypsy big time. Do this to a baby. I just heard the word jail too. And child abuse. Possibly Bri was abused as a child, but you know what they say about abusers who don't heal? They repeat the cycle. Yeah, I just heard that. So that's, anyway, this is the dynamic that's going on between Bri, Ken, Aurora, and, you know, Gypsy's just doing Gypsy as usual. And now we can see a lot of what's going on with Gypsy through Bri, because Bri's, you know, even though she's kind of using her, still, they're using each other. It's a symbiotic relationship where they're both feeding off each other, really. Just Gypsy has more fame, more access to the things that Bri wants. Money, fame, attention, you know. So that's it for today, and I will do another reading in a few days. I'm still interested with what's going on with Nicholas, although I did a reading recently. I'd like to tap into Dee Dee's energy further, because she does come through, but it's always the same message, and I'd like to go a little deeper with Dee Dee. Also, Nicholas's mother, I'd like to see what's going on with her, where she is, where her energy is going on with her, and if she is going to be able to help Nicholas at all in the situation he's in, life in jail. You know, Gypsy is a very dangerous woman. She got a man to allegedly murder her mother. I mean, that's another thing too, what really happened that night. I know. Nicholas did, either Dee Dee was weakened by the time Nicholas got there, or she was already dead, and you know, Gypsy had to make it look allegedly as if Nicholas did it. I mean, for Christ's sake, you know, I love Jesus, but, you know, really, she made a video to show him. She drew him a picture, like, do this, like this, exactly the way I'm showing you. So, you know, Nicholas is in jail for the rest of his life, and that's really sad. And his mom either overdosed accidentally or on purpose, like killed herself. And I have spoken with Dee Dee and Nicholas's mother. They sometimes hang out together where they are. And it's just so much sadness around Nicholas's mother. So I think I'm going to try to focus on that for the next reading. And of course, we'll check in on Baby Aurora. If necessary, I can use a pendulum with my spirit guides. My guardian angels like to speak to the pendulum. In fact, they want to speak right now, you see? But I don't have a question. Shall we ask a question? Shall I satisfy the audience? Okay, so this is yes, this is no, and this is maybe, or any diagonal is maybe. Okay, my guardian angel's name is Grace, and I also have Claire. So, Grace or Claire, do you want to say anything to us now about Baby Aurora? Nope. Wait, hold on. Grace, do you want to say anything about Baby Aurora? Yes? Okay, we're just going to ask the most basic question about Baby Aurora. Grace, is Baby Aurora real? Is Baby Aurora a real human being born from Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Is Baby Aurora a real human being on this earth? Yep. Aurora is real. Okay. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Claire. Okay. It was just calling to me. I don't usually use the pendulum too often. Alright, now we're at 52:41, so I think we should end the reading here. Okay. Thank you for watching. You are always the best part of this channel. I'm so happy to read for you. And stay tuned because we're going to do more readings about Gypsy. If there's anything you want me to read about other than Gypsy, just, you know, let me know in the comments. Any questions, any more specific things you want me to read about. Yeah, leave your comments. I love to hear your thoughts. And I try to answer all of you individually. And thank you for supporting this channel. So with that said, I wish you much love, many blessings. Bye.